back, folks, to the Stockwell Eldritch Show. I'm Jason with Remax.
And I'm Dawn with Remax. That sounds a little bit like Guns N' Roses for a second. I was like, oh.
Oh, I'm Stephanie at Wells Fargo. Who is it, though? I like this.
Is it?
This is live.
I think it's live, yeah.
I was just going to
Dawn
Shazam
went
it.
to the Guns N' Roses.
Guns N'
concert.
Roses, yeah. How was it?
It was great. I had row 3 behind the mosh pit, and it was
Wow.
the geriatric mosh pit, I might add. Nobody was.
Really?
Everybody was kind of like this.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that went, but of course, yeah, that's my age, my era. It was all people
was
my age that
fun.
went to it. And
They did a great job. I was really impressed. I was surprised. Axl Rose sang his heart out. His voice sounded amazing. He doesn't look the same. I think he's had a little plastic surgery done.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe, right?
But, he's older too, so
Yeah.
we don't
Well,
all
good
look
for
the
him.
same, right?
Oh, exactly. Well, sound the same though too. I tell you, I've noticed it in my voice. Like, oh my gosh, what did my voice get raspy and deep? I don't
happens
sound
with age.
young anymore. It does. That's why I think about these singers. Like, wow, how do they maintain their voices? People, give them such a hard time. Like you said, maybe they don't sound as good anymore. It's like, well, geez, 20 years straight on those vocal cords.
I think it's
Yeah.
lemon water is what I heard is good.
If we do these radio shows for 20
Lemon
years,
water.
I'm going to lose my.
So we're talking
hopefully mine
about
goes
things, and that's going on that Guns N' Roses concert. There's tons of stuff going on. Enjoy the last part of the summer here. Get out, have fun, do some stuff, and enjoy it because
Well, and the State Fair's coming, and we're going to be live from the State Fair, right?
hopefully, I think we got it. Yeah, so we got to coordinate the schedule on that to figure
Yeah.
out which
Well, it
Sunday.
sounds like it's-
which Sunday we're going to be live, but we'll be on there live on one of those Sundays.
Yeah, so already if you're making your State Fair plans,
Come and visit.
We'll figure it out. It'll be on the Stockwell Eldridge Facebook page. But yeah, come out and meet us in person. We'll sign autographs and give out some trinkets. And
Last year we had a huge crowd around us. It was amazing.
Yeah, I
Jason
wasn't
was
there. I know
passing out autographs left and right.
people say, we'll take pictures. If you're single, come up and single male, come up and say hi. Let me see. Let me list out my criteria. Over 40, live with your parents.
Hey, if you
Okay.
are so here's what I got to say too is if you are a lot of stuff going on, a lot of events, but don't blow all your money, right? So if you're planning on buying a house or making a big move next year or next spring, now is the time to start planning for that, thinking about it financially on that end of it, because you take some planning to go in advance. So even though there's some stuff going on that you may want to do or buy or see something, just if you're really planning on buying a house, that's the time to buck up and save up and plan ahead for that and make sure you have a good enough down payment to do it. And if you're sick of, like a lot of the people that I've talked to over the last couple of weeks, their leases are being renewed or are renewing, and they're going up just astronomical clips as far as the cost per month that they're paying for rent. And they're just like finally saying this is enough. We're done. We're going to buy a condo, or we're going to buy a house, or we're going to save up and do this or that. So that's something that could be a catalyst for you, is if your rent goes too high, you're looking at it and saying, well, I'm paying that much. And you go online, you see you get a mortgage for similar or less or the same or maybe slightly more, but you own it. That might be a good catalyst for you to get that ball rolling, but it's not something that you're going to be able to click on and buy one yet.
Right.
But so that's why you need to plan ahead, because it's a big deal. It's a big purchase. It's a life-changing event in many cases when you come to home ownership, especially for the first time. So
Yeah, and getting prepared. I mean, exactly. Like if some people will say, well, I want to wait till the fall when the kids are back in school, or I'm going to wait till the spring when I get my tax refund money. Still, get prepared. Talk to a loan officer. Come into Wells Fargo and get pre-approved, and just there's no cost to it. There's no cost at all. Even if you're not a Wells Fargo bank customer, we'll have you as a Wells Fargo mortgage customer. We'd love to have you. So you can come in. We've got mortgage consultants in all of our bank locations, and just get pre-approved. Find out what you're qualified for. So then you can call Jason and Dawn. I'm sure, don't you guys set them up on email drip campaigns just to kind of get an idea, because things do move fast. Rates are probably increasing slightly, not anything to be concerned about because they're still below 5%. So still great opportunities, but get prepared now and talk to somebody.
Yeah. And, inventory is still really lean out there. It's actually decreased from this time last year, 17.2%. So now we're at 12,555.
So 12,000 listed.
12,000
So there's actually 12,000
available.
homes for sale.
Yep.
Yeah, we probably have about 20,000 pre-approved buyers.
Yeah, I know. So
The competition is out there, right?
Median sale price is still up 7%, and it is getting a little bit. We're in the heart of the summer, so it's a little bit slower. So I talked to some sellers and we're not getting as many showings. If you're a higher priced home, if you're a little bit higher end or higher priced, you're going to get a little less activity in the middle of the summer than you are. If you're still at 225 or 250 and under, you should probably still be getting a lot of activity. But if you're higher in the 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s and up, you're going to be a little bit slower because that
buyer pool so much smaller.
It's smaller, but also people are doing stuff. We're not back to the grind yet. Once Labor Day happens, we get back after Labor Day. Kids are back in school. People are focused back on work. Their summer is over. Pools are closed.
Yeah, Parade of
Homes will start, and then people get back at it on that respect. So,
I actually think it's been pretty steady. Like last year after the 4th of July, it was like clunk. And this year, it's been robust. It's been great. Now, yes, you're right. This last couple weeks have been a little quieter, but I had 2 listings under 200. They popped real quick.
Oh yeah, if you're lower price, they'll be really good. And then as far as prices they've gone up 7% since this time last year. Projected to still have an increase in home values through to next year. So the longer you wait, the higher the price of the home may be. I talked to a builder when we were down there, and every month they do monthly increases on their product, on their new homes. Every month.
Wow.
They do monthly increases.
Wow.
And they say we reserve the right to increase it, but you're locking in now at the price. But you may see the prices go up. If the market changes, they will start decreasing the price or keeping them the same or whatever. But at this, and she said, the sales rep down there said it's been that way for the last 9 months or 10 months that she's been there. Every month there's been they do an increase. So it's nuts.
Well, and we talk about Wells Fargo has a Builder's Best program where you can lock in your interest rate for up to 2 years. So if that's the case, I mean, you're locking in your price now. That's another good thing to do is lock the rate. Lock in your interest rate. No other lenders have that. So it's a Builder Best with Wells Fargo. You can ask your loan officer or call me about it. But yeah, and I mean, there's a little bit of a fee to it. But if you have that concern or it's going to take longer, I mean, if you're building a McMansion, it's going to take 9 months to build. It might be worth it to lock in that rate now.
Are there still units available at Roseville Garden Station?
Yes, Roseville Garden Station still has 4 or 5 units available starting $349,900. Single level.
Beautiful units.
And those are single level, right?
Yeah, so there's 18 total, and I think there's 4 that haven't been spoken for. They're building the next phase, and then they're going to start on the last phase this fall. And then there's a bunch of other projects coming up. So some good ones, maybe we got potentially one in Northeast Minneapolis, Little Canada potential for 15 units there, Northeast 10 or 12, and in Bloomington another 12 units as well. So there's a lot of things going on, a lot of development going on that just shows the confidence in the construction, confidence in the job market, confidence in the real estate market right now is strong.
What about? Well, and we need new builds because the inventory is so lean. A lot of buyers are turning towards new builds now.
Yeah. And they just like new construction. A lot of people just love it. I mean, it's new, it's clean, it's not. It's
what about
condos?
I know we had talked in the past about condos. Are you seeing more of the? Seems like that was kind of the wave in Minneapolis. Are you seeing more condos going up or a single family?
It's all kinds of single family condos. I think they're trying in Minneapolis. They're still pushing.
And in Edina.
Yeah, in Edina, but so we'll see how that pans out because they're big, hundreds of millions of dollars per time or per development, and there's a lot of capital that goes in up front.
And the demand, I mean, do you think
the demand is there?
Do you think we're a city that demands condos, more and more millennials? Because, well, what you always hear is they want the condos because they don't have cars. They're going to take Uber or they're going to do the light rail or Metro Transit or anything like that.
The demand is there for those. Yeah. So if you missed any of the past segments, folks, we talked about crazy stuff that people do. So we had some crazy real estate stories. There's tons of other ones too, but you can't yet buy a home by clicking a button on a computer, so call us 651-400-0773, 651-400-0773. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
Don Eldridge with RE/MAX Results.
And Stephanie Havel with Wells Fargo, stephaniehavel.com.
Remember, love yourself and love others. Have a great week, folks.